Excited to welcome on top prospect in 2022 and Tarris Reed. What's going on today, bro?
Good. Nothing much today.
For sure, man. Well, I just said you're part of 2022, and you've been able to start having coaches call you now the past few months. What's it been like starting
hmm
to talk to coaches and having the recruiting kind of ramp up now?
It's been a great experience. At first, it was kind of stressful, but you start to ease up into it. When coaches first started to contact me, a lot of coaches were blowing up my phone. So me and my parents decided to create a little spreadsheet to keep track of all the coaches who contacted me over the past couple of months.
How many are you up to?
Uh, about 20 coaches has contacted me on a day-to-day basis.
Gotcha. And take us to that first night. I know it's that first day is pretty much the busiest day. What was
hmm
that first day like? How many calls did you get? Just take us to that first day.
So the first day, I remember the night before, it was about 11:59. I
Mhm.
was about to go to bed, and I'm thinking coaches are going to call me in the morning about 9:10 a.m. Soon as 12 hit, I got a text from K-State and a lot of different other colleges, and I was like, oh, I was pretty surprised because I'm thinking they're going to call me in the morning, but uh, that night, went to sleep, woke up, and then more coaches texted me. And then later that day, I think I got a call from Coach Laurie at K State, and he was just talking to me about trying to go there. And yeah,
And so, out of all those calls, I mean, did you stay up pretty late that night, or did you go to bed, or what did that kind of night look like for you, sleep wise?
I went to sleep around 1 a.m. It wasn't too bad, so it wasn't that stressful.
Without a doubt. Well, let's get into some of the
Mm-hmm.
schools. St. Louis was your very first offer you got. You got UMKC, you got K-State, Nebraska, Mizzou, Xavier, Creighton. What's some of the schools that you really like right now that have offered you right now?
Actually, all the schools I like them. Uh, Even playing field so far.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's about it.
Would you say they're all kind of talking the same amount, or is some of them showing a little more interest than others?
All about the same amount.
Gotcha. Let's kind of break those schools down a little bit then. I mean, St. Louis, your first offer. Take us through
Mm-hmm.
what it was like learning that your school will be paid for eventually.
I remember when St. Louis first offered me, I was just came home from a basketball game, and they called my dad, and my dad called me telling me that they offered. At the time, I didn't really realize what it was, so that's when I actually realized, like, man, this basketball stuff is serious. So that's when I started grinding, realizing like what it could actually be.
Absolutely. And one of your first Power Five offers was K State. Obviously,
Yeah.
big time program. It's where obviously you're at Mocan, obviously out in Kansas. What do you like about
hmm
Kansas State?
Great program. Coach Laurie actually, we talk almost every day. He's
Hmm.
always sending me letters in the mail talking about some how I wanted to go there, how great I could be, and just really motivating me. And that's definitely a school I would look into. I mean, look into the future. A school that I really like.
Now, what are you looking for in a coach wise? I mean, you just talk about Coach Lowry. Obviously, he's a great coach,
Yeah,
great guy. Like, what's kind of the relationship you want to have with the coach?
I want a coach that's strict on me because in the end, I want him to push me and help me to go where I want to go, and that's the NBA. So I want a coach that would really push me to the next level.
Without a doubt. And another big one is Nebraska as well. What do you like about them?
Mhm. That's a great school. I took a visit in September, and the campus was amazing. Me, my dad, and my brother went up there and introduced me to Coach Hoiberg. He told us a lot about himself. And I met Coach Buzzy. He's one of the assistant coach up there. And then Coach Matt, he actually we're talking a lot, text each other back and forth a lot.
And you mentioned something that's pretty cool about Coach Hoiberg. It's he also not only played in the NBA, great college player, but also
hmm
he played coach in the NBA as well. How attracting is that to you to have a
Yeah.
guy that lived through and coached at the level you eventually want to be at?
It's amazing because Coach Hoiberg, actually, when we were there, he really focused on shooting, trying to develop me, not just play the five and just play around the rim, but actually trying to develop me to a stretch four, a stretch five, maybe play a little bit of the three. So he really focused on the outside ability and how great shooting is for a player because he said that shooting really helped him get to the next level. his shot.
That's awesome. Another one is Mizzou. Once again, pretty close to home. What would it be
Yeah,
like to possibly stay home and be able to go there?
amazing. It'll be great for my parents because they could drive up to Columbia, which is not that far away, so they could come to some games and real close to home. So not bad.
Absolutely. Another big coach that's one of the best, if not the best, up and coming young coaches in all the college is Coach Steele at Xavier. What do
Hmm.
you like, and what's kind of the vibe you get about Coach Steele?
Coach Steele, the phone call when he called me saying that I had an offer was amazing. I was actually shocked because he actually came to a game my freshman year. It was the last game of the season. We played Webster Groves and we lost that game. It was, I think, second round of districts and we lost. And after the game, Coach Steele came up to me. I didn't know who he was at the time, but he came up to me and said uh, something about, I'm going to keep watching you, big fella. And that went over my head. A year later, around the same time, he called me, offered me. I was like, Coach, were you at the Western Groves game freshman year? He was like, yeah, that's how I know you from, blah, blah, blah. Ended up offering me. So, yeah, it was an amazing experience.
That's awesome. And out of all your offers you have right now, which one would you say was the most shocking?
Mm, I would probably have to say K-State because I didn't know they were going to offer me. It was think they offered me. They told my coach they were going to offer me, but I actually knew 2 days later. So
Hmm.
it was, yeah, it was shocking. I didn't know K-State was going to offer me.
That's awesome. And another one is Creighton. Coach McDermott's another great coach. What do you like about
Mm-hmm.
Creighton?
Creighton's a really solid school. It's in Nebraska, so I don't think it's too far away for my parents, so it'll be pretty convenient. They can come up to a couple of games. I really like the school. I like the coaching style. I think Coach has a son that actually plays in the NBA, so
Hmm.
that's a big upside.
And when you look at your destination point you're eventually going to go to, would you stay staying
Mhm.
in close to home or somewhere near home? Would that have any kind of importance to you?
Definitely have to talk it over with my parents because in the end, I want to be comfortable with the school I go to, and I want my parents to also feel safe sending me there. So that's a decision that me and my parents have to talk about.
Absolutely. And I mean, you also have taken some of those schools that have a lot of interest in you right now. Who would you say are the
Mhm.
schools that have shown the most interest but have yet to give you the offer?
Definitely Purdue. Purdue been on me since freshman year. Freshman year that have been on me. So yeah.
So do you kind of expect that offer to probably come in sometime soon?
Yes, sir. If I keep working, gotta keep working.
Absolutely. And we talked about K-State, the other big school in Kansas. Obviously, it's Kansas University. You also took a little bit of
Mm-hmm.
visit there for late night of the Phog. What was that night like?
KU that experience was a cool experience. Even though they had an altercation with Snoop Dogg and everything, everything besides that, it was a nice visit. Got the tour of the campus. A couple of my Mocan friends went up there. Got to talk to Coach Sell, assistant coach, and yeah.
You mentioned the Snoop Dogg part. I mean, obviously, the
Mm-hmm.
whole late night usually is four recruits. What was kind of your takeaway on the whole situation?
Definitely not the. That's probably the most probably an immature thing Snoop could do, but at the time, I could have think. I didn't think Coach Shelf was going to expect that from him
Mhm.
because he's been up there to the campus multiple times. I think they told me Snoop Dogg been up there. He performed in Midnight Madness a lot, so definitely a thing not to expect, but it happened. We move on. So.
In terms of blue blood, I mean, I'm sure that offer, when if it comes in someday, would mean a lot.
Mm-hmm.
What would it be like to just have an offer from one of the blue bloods?
Definitely a big accomplishment for me and a thing to really not celebrate on, but push me to keep on working and trying to get more offers and just keep on working and staying consistent in the gym. So,
Without a doubt. And we know if things were going normal, we probably would have taken some more visits during this past summer and spring. What are some of the schools you look
mm,
to possibly set a visit up to when everything gets cleared and you can start doing them again?
as of now, K-State, definitely a school I would love to visit.
Mhm.
Uh, K-State, about Michigan State, that would be a school I would love to come up. Xavier, Creighton, almost every school that has offered me or have interest in me, I would love to visit. But since I'm restricted, I would have to be careful and be wise with the choices and schools I pick to visit.
No doubt, man. I know another big attracting thing for a lot of guys is the potential of teaming up with someone. You also play with
Mm-hmm.
AAU team, you play with Moken, you go to a pretty good high school. Is possibly teaming up with someone at the college level something you've talked to with anyone?
No, sir, not yet. I really haven't thought of that as of now, but definitely something to look forward in the future.
No doubt. So what would you say like the three biggest things you're looking for in a college?
Uh, Coaching,
Mhm.
great facilities, and academics. Academics, definitely academics. Yeah.
What is something you probably would like to do off the court wise? Like once you're done playing basketball, is there a career that you have interest in?
Business. Really interested in business and the marketing aspect.
That's awesome, man. Let's get into your high school season. Wrap up your sophomore season, 24-6 record. Went to the Final Fours. You guys obviously had it canceled. You guys could have been one of the teams to win
Man,
this
yeah.
year. Take us through this past season and just what your takeaway was from the year.
Overall, the season was amazing. Terrible that Corona had to end it short, but I think last year was our year to win state. Overall, I definitely transitioned from just a post player and got the chance to step a little out, knock some trays, shoot the mid range, and attack off the dribble. So overall, for me, it was a big step ahead to prepare me for AAU and hopefully my junior season. And for a team goal, I think that was overall success. Freshman year, knocked out second round of districts. Year later, in the Final Four, chance to win state. So it was definitely a great experience last year. Definitely to push me forward. So looking forward to my junior year.
You did mention something that's pretty critical for your development in your game, and that is stretching out, kind of playing a modern
Mm-hmm.
day big man or four. What's kind of the position you see yourself or you
Mm-hmm.
want to develop into by the time you get to college, by the time you're working to go into the pros?
So talking to coaches and my high school coach, definitely a stretch four.
Mhm.
I'm capable of attacking off the bounce, shooting, and creating for my teammates. So that's definitely a position I am looking forward to, and got to keep working to become one of those players in that position.
No doubt. And you had a teammate that's now heading out to K-State in Luke, another big time
Hmm.
player. What was it like just playing with him?
It was amazing. Every day since I got the offer, he's been begging me, asking me to, oh, you got to come to K State. Oh, you got to come to K State. And last year's season, it was solid playing with him. It was a great experience. It was a learning experience, learning that he talked to me a little bit about the college recruitment, how they was on him, and how he had to tell some coaches that he's not going there. And it was really helpful for me as a young player, listening to older player and learning and taking in some words from him.
That is something you just mentioned that I don't think a lot of people understand how valuable that can be for guys. I mean, having a guy that you
Yeah.
can watch go through a recruiting process, give you tips. I mean, what were some of the biggest tips you'd say, or maybe the biggest tip that Luke kind of gave you now as you approach your recruiting process?
One of the biggest tips he gave me was do not rush, because rushing recruitment process could end up hurting you in the long run. So take your time, go with your parents, ask your coaches, and overall pick the best school for you, the school that shows the most interest, the school that shows the most love, the school that you feel safe at. So that's one of the biggest takeaways I can take from him. And he said that K-State was overall a family-based school. He said it was on him from the beginning, kept on showing him love throughout the years, and that was a school that he wanted to go to. And in the end, happened. He went to K-State.
Mm-hmm. Would that be something that's appealing to you to possibly team up with Luke again someday?
Yes, sir.
Absolutely, man. And I mean, now you look at your numbers. You averaged close to 15 a game last year, 9 rebounds a game. What's the next jump for
Yeah.
you? What do you think you're capable of averaging next year?
Next year is definitely 60, 45, and 90. 60% from the field, 45 from three, 90% from the free throw line. So Looking forward to averaging a double-double, at least 20 and 10, 25 and 10. I have to average a double-double next year. That's one of the biggest goals.
No doubt. You walk away now, Max Press, Missouri, all third team, make all state team for Class 5. What was it like just getting those accolades and those awards behind your name?
It was amazing and shocking. I was really shocked because I didn't really know what the awards was. I had to ask the coach, "Hey, what is this? Hey, what is this?" And he told me that it was a big jump for me coming from my freshman year, only averaging 5 points and about 2 rebounds to averaging 15, almost 10 was a big jump for me to the next level. So those are huge accomplishments, but I can't stop now. I have to keep on going.
So you're no longer an underclassman now. You are an upperclassman. 4
Yeah.
years left of high school. What are your kind of goals? What's your achievements that you want to win before you head out to college?
Definitely Gatorade Player of the Year in Missouri.
Mm-hmm.
That's one, and state title. Need a state title, at least two state titles. That's one of the goals.
You mentioned Missouri. It's a state that is now up on the rise. We see guys like Tatum. We see guys like Bradley
Mm-hmm.
Beal. A lot of guys making the league out of there. What's it like kind of seeing this new era, the new rise of Missouri basketball?
The rise of Missouri basketball actually has been around for a long time. People have been really sleeping on it, especially St. Louis. St. Louis really has a lot of killers in the town, so it's really high competition down here. And yeah, people are just sleeping on St. Louis in total because we have a lot of people down here that can hoop and that haven't really got the exposure yet. I got the chance to have some exposure, play for these high caliber teams. So as me in that position, I can't take that for granted. I have to keep on working and hopefully open the eyes of some people and yeah, and move up in the rankings.
And you're a guy that I already can imagine being a top player that a lot of prep schools have possibly started reaching out to you. Is that something you might consider someday down the line?
No, maybe something to consider, but as of now, no. At my high school is already Chaminade's already a powerhouse in basketball, great coaching, great everything. So as of now, not really looking into it.
Absolutely, man. Now, talk about AAU. I mean, it's not the year that you're expecting. You're not going to have a lot of tournaments and all, but Mocan Elite had the little camp for a week. Take us to what that week was like.
The week was action packed. I mean, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. almost for 6, 7 days straight. We're in the gym. We're working. We're watching film, team bonding, skill work. So every day was something new. So it was really a fun experience overall. It was a learning experience. Grateful that we had a chance to at least do something because Corona canceled the URBL season. So I had a chance to go out, play with some of my friends from last year, and play with some new people. So overall, it was a great experience.
And getting back on the court, playing some games again, what did it feel like to get back out there?
Amazing because Corona has shut almost everything down. St. Louis, some gyms are closed down. Every other week, the gym's open, the gym's closed. So it was hard trying to find a gym consistently. So going down to Kansas City and finally just hooping for 1 week straight was nice.
And there was a special moment you guys got to be part of, and that was Kendall Brown's commitment. Obviously going out to Baylor. What was it like just seeing him and have that whole situation the way it went down?
It was very eye-opening that going to the next level and that that we have to be prepared to going to the next level because I know high school is all that, EYBL is all that, but in the end, college and hopefully NBA. So him committing to Baylor was really an eye-opening experience. Like, man, hopefully I could be in this chance one day. If I keep working, I could be in his shoes one day, sitting down, committing to a school, and just overall making my family proud. And yeah.
Were you surprised it was Baylor, or where'd you kind of think he was going to go?
Not really surprised at Baylor. Baylor has a good history with their wings, and that's what Kendall is, and athletic wings. So not really surprised by the choice of Baylor.
No doubt. My last thing in terms of recruiting process and all before I let you go is You look at yourself, you could be a guy that could get some interest in playing pro after high school, possibly the G League route or something. Is that something you might consider if an opportunity approaches itself out of high school?
Uh, that's something to definitely think about. But the G League route, what kids are taking in now, is not actually that. I don't think it's that bad. I think it's really gonna wake the NCAA to actually do something and let kids make money off of their name, since kids can now just go straight to the G League and skip college. So I think the NCAA is really gonna try to change some rules around, and might have to ask my parents hopefully in the future to see what the best option is for me.
Couldn't agree more, man. As you know, I was like wrapping up a couple different things. The first one is talking about your legacy. By the time you walk away from the game someday, what do you want your legacy to be for what you do on the court as well as off of it and in the community?
On the court, I want to be known as a killer that could do almost everything on the court. That can do everything to shoot, dribble, dominate in the paint, dominate on the boards. I just want to be known as a person that can do everything as a 4-5-3 position. And off the court, I want to be known for helping out my community and just helping out younger kids that hopefully are going through what I'm going through, this recruiting process, and just giving them some tips like what Luke did, giving them some tips on what to do through this process, what's the best options, don't rush, you have time, and just take your time overall in the process.
No doubt, man. I know you're also a believer. Talk about your faith. How has God helped get you to the point you're at today?
Yeah, I got this on me right now. Our Father in heaven. That's something that I keep with me all the time. Of course, going to Chaminade, which is a Catholic school, faith is really a big part of my life. So I think I know God has helped me and put me in the great position I have now for a great high school, a great family, just overall great environment. So every day, just wake up in the morning, get on my knees and pray and just thank God for what he has done for me and my family, and just thankful for everything he's done.
What would you say is the biggest moment you've seen God work in your life so far?
First offer,
Hmm.
first offer from SchuZ. Because me coming from eighth grade, a little soft, big man, to freshman year, trying to be big in that paint, and finally getting my first offer was a huge step for me. And that's when I realized like I could be something. And God put me in that position, and I'm grateful for it.
Amen, man. That's awesome. Well, I definitely appreciate you taking time to come on, my guy, and can't wait to see what God's got next for you, bro. Of
Thank you, bro. Appreciate it.
course, man. You know you're always welcome on, man. God bless.
You too.